Yes, hello. Okay, Instructor Kai Li and I are going to practice. Kai Li is also very well versed in many martial arts, but he also, obviously, because of the Jeet-Kune-Do connection, we're both instructors in Savate Boxe Française, and we both competed in many events, both on the French side and other events as well. And Kai Li also won a lot of the titles over in Tahiti and Portugal and those areas, training with instructors and competing there as well. So I had the privilege of having him work with me on this drill. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the hook, and the hook comes in many forms and variations, and it transitions into a swing, depends on distance. So if Kai Li has his hands up and I'm in a tight range and I get to his outside here, like I'm going toward his backside, it makes sense for me to just go for the opening, which is right here. And I can just turn my body into it and hit him in a close range where my thumb's pointed up. If I see that he dropped his guard, he might have, I might have done something where he lowered it for the opening, I come in and I've got a different range here, but I'm doing the same kinetic movement with that hip turning into it here. If he has his hands up and his elbows tucked in, this is good for him because it protects him from these body blows, right, in the close range hooks. He has his hands in a good position here too, so every time I hook him in the face, it just brushes off, right, or it skins off the top, and I don't have anything. So what I do is I see an opening where he might have his hands up, and I might bait him a little bit. I might go a few here, boom, I might be doing a few here, and he just thinks that, hey, I've got this down. I don't care when Snake does a punch, I've got him whether he does a body hook or whether he does a normal hook. This is where the next transition, the next progression comes in, because we're going to do the swing. So rather than having my hands thumb up in the close range or horizontal in the mid range, we're going to do the swing where the thumb's down. So just think of it as if we're in the Roman Colosseum and they're saying, hey, this guy's won. Do we want to finish the fight? Everybody puts their thumb down. Think of it like that. Hey, I'm going to put this guy down by going, boo, get him down and finish him off, kill him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow him to think that he's blocking it here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it. This is where he's not going to do a full cover. He's going to leave a little bit of gap right up in here, and it's going to turn down, and it's still going to come across his temple here. If I do the opposite side, we'll switch leads for a second here. Same idea here. If he doesn't move his hand at all, he still has a good defense because it still stops it, But if he's not doing a big wing cover and he just keeps it there, he still thinks he's protected. He sees it bounce off, but all of a sudden I turn that thumb down and it goes inside and across. Here's how you practice the drill. I'm going to have Master Kai put his hands out straight like this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing. The normal one be here, second one be here, third one I'm going to turn my thumb down and I'm going to push it. Now make sure when you're doing this drill that you're pushing it forward toward the body, not out here, so we don't have any problems with the shoulders expanding out. So this is a good partner drill with the gloves on. Just a little bit higher here, please. So I'm here. Now you'll notice that when it hits and swings and I turn it, I don't just go like this, but I bring it back and around, and it's in that reset position. I spin, I hip, and I circle it around. I spin, I hook, and I bring it around. If he has his hands, and let's just say he decides I'm fighting a guy who's a Muay Thai guy, he has his hands more out here. And just don't do anything with the hands, right? He thinks he's in a good spot because he's working the distance, right? I can't come in and body punch him because I'm going to punch myself. And he's still far enough where these hooks aren't even reaching him. Even if he doesn't reach out, look at that. It still misses him, right? Look at all that gap. So he feels pretty confident because just standing there, I have nothing, right? He knows I'm not going to go to the body because I just land punch in my face, right? Or I go to the other side, there's that. Great defense for those short hooks and regular hooks. But then he doesn't realize that when I swing it out in the savate manner, look at that reach. Beautiful reach. And the nice part about it is if he jabs out to me, go ahead and jab here. Leave that there. Look at this. Oh, I can still cover at the same time I swing. And I'm going to have Master Kai do it to me, so I'm going to be more the Muay Thai. He's going to go around my hand, knock me out from there. Same thing other side. And that's the beauty of that swing in Muay Thai, right? And you won't see that enough out there because it hasn't been, not enough people have learned that. But the swing is really, that's the powerful one. It comes from the old original savate form as well. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a side step. So with his hands up here, because we only can hit with our toes, or any part of our shoe rather, because it's actually called, people say, oh, it's French kickboxing. Well, technically it's French foot fighting. It's not kickboxing. If it was called French kickboxing, that means I can kick him with my shin. But I can't. I can only kick him with my shoe or my foot, right? Savate is an old term for an old slipper. So what I have to do is I have to think of it as not kickboxing art, but a foot fighting art. I'm boxing with my feet. I'm punching with my hands. Same idea. I offset him over here. You always recoil that knee nice and high, almost like he doesn't know what's coming. He doesn't realize from here, from the knee up, am I going to do a chasse lateral? Am I going to do a fouetté? He's not sure because I've just paused at the knee high. Plus, if he were to rush into me, he's going to rush into my knee. So it's good for distance. So I offline him, bring the knee up, and then if I'm close, I have to flex my toe while I pivot. If I don't, this is what happens. I'm here, I bring my knee up. Oh, that's kickboxing, and that's not allowed in Savate Boxe Française. I can't make contact with my shins. So I'm here, sidestep, knee up, boom. If I were farther, that works out nice too, because again, I'm going to extend my toe forward. I'm not going to flex it. So when you're in close with that fouetté, the whip kick, I have to really pull my knees in to make the contact because I'm this close to him. I'm in the boxing range. When I'm in the kicking range, I don't flex my toe, because if I flex my toe, it misses the target, right? I have to point the toe to get that extra reach there. So practice those two things. Practice that swing, which is basically an extended hook with the thumb pointed down, and also practice foot fighting, not kickboxing, and seeing the difference between being in that punching range, flexing the toes for your fouetté kicks, versus being in the kicking range, extending or pointing the toe away from your body to get the kick contact more with the instep versus the tips of the toe. So long range fouetté, instep attacks the body, in close boxing range fouetté, flex, toes point. And again, don't be kicking with the shins if you're doing the application of foot fight. Salute up.